help me, teach me, train me, guide me, lead me. Everybody is out there wondering, how do I join the AI revolution? How do I be a part of the future? How do I change my bloodline forever? How do I make my impact on this world? My fellow brothers and sisters, I've heard you, and for the past few months of my life, I have been working towards one salient goal. I want to save this world using AI. For the people who don't know me, my name is Ibrahim Kashif. I'm the CEO of Horizon AI. We're a company which basically deals in AI automated voice agents. But here's the thing. We don't just do voice agents. We don't just create these magical revolutionary products and stuff like that, these systems. We're much more than that in the fact that I don't care what it is, what type of AI voice agent it is, what it can do. I know that you as a business owner needs freedom, and that is what AI does for you. And that's my goal. I want to give you guys the ability to scale your businesses freely and without the stress of the mind on having to deal with thousands of employees or hundreds of employees or tens of employees and all of that. You don't have to deal with that anymore because we have AI. But looking at the market of AI, it is impossible for us to do this alone. I've tried and I've thought about it. I thought that we could handle this all alone, but the market is too big. No one company can have a monopoly over it. And that's why, brothers, I'm excited to say that I'm willing to hand over everything that we worked on for the past months, for the past 2 years, what we worked on, and deliver it to you guys in a step-by-step process so that you guys can do exactly what we're doing at Horizon AI. You guys can be a part of creating a better future. I want to give you guys the templates, the resources, the thought process. I want to give you guys the instructions. I want to give you guys the enhancements. I want to give you guys the step-by-step process to selling this and delivering this and creating this so that you guys can join us and do this for your businesses, your local businesses, not even yourself, for people around you. You can do this for them. So without further ado, my brothers, let's get into the exact system that you can supply to your local salons around you so that you can go ahead and enhance their businesses and save them thousands of dollars. So this video is going to be divided in 4 simple parts. Number 1, we got the demo showcase. I'm going to show you guys the system in live action. Number 2, we got the good old call flow where I'm going to show you guys exactly the step-by-step process on what the call is actually doing, what the goal of the call is, and what the features are and all of that. And number 3, we got the good old initialization where we actually show you guys how to do this step by step. So without further ado, my boys, I don't have any coffee on me right now, but go get your coffee. Let's get started.
Hello, Ibrahim. Thank you for calling Tony and Guy. Welcome back. This is Sophie speaking. How can we help today?
Hey Sophie, I just wanted to ask, what offerings do you have? I mean, last time I was there for a haircut. Do you guys have anything new?
Oh, I see. Thanks for asking, Ibrahim. Along with our classic haircuts, we offer a variety of services to keep you looking and feeling your best. These include hair coloring, highlights, balayage, keratin treatments, and blowouts. On the beauty side, we have manicures, pedicures, facials, waxing, and even massages. As for something new, we've recently introduced customized bridal and special occasion packages, as well as a loyalty program where you can earn points for discounts on future services. Is there anything specific you'd like to try, or would you like me to share more details about any of these?
Do you have a loyalty program?
Yes, we do, Ibrahim. Our loyalty program is a great way to earn rewards. For every dollar you spend at Tony and Guy, you earn points that can be redeemed for discounts on future services or products. It's our way of saying thank you for being a valued customer. Would you like me to help you sign up or provide more details about how it works?
No, can you just go back to the haircut? I want to book in a haircut.
Of course, Ibrahim. I'd be happy to help you book a haircut. Could you let me know if you have a preferred date, time, and stylist in mind? Or would you like me to check the earliest availability for you?
So Matt's already my preferred stylist, but can we book this in Monday at 4 p.m.?
Got it, Ibrahim. Let me check Matt's availability for Monday at 4 p.m. One moment, please. It looks like Matt is available at 4 p.m. on Monday. I'll go ahead and book that for you. Your haircut appointment with Matt is now scheduled for Monday at 4 p.m. You'll receive a confirmation shortly via email or text. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
That's it, man. And as you guys can see, as we just reloaded, we got in the good old Monday at 16:00, which is 4 p.m. And we got the appointment status as booked. Simple, man. Anyway, let's dive straight into it. So if you guys see over here, we got the good old call flow. It's very simple. You guys have seen this a bunch of times. We got the inbound calling assistant for a salon, any salon, Tony and Guy in this case, but it can be for any salon. We made it super easy for you guys. So if we just dive straight into it, you guys can see over here, we got the good old call trigger. After the call is triggered, we go ahead and we check the database and we get the custom variable for the first name. So if you guys actually saw in the demo, they actually already had me inside the database. So they managed to get out my first name and they managed to get out all of my details, including my preferred receptionist or whatever it was, and they got all of that out, and we just connected it into Vapi and we connected the call. So we got the assistant from Vapi, we connected the custom variables of my name and my number and all of that, and we went ahead, we connected it to the call so that it became a custom memory AI assistant. So I know that sounds crazy, but we literally have two different AIs that can answer if two different scenarios happen. If someone has a custom memory, if someone's already in the database, it answers this way. If it's not in the database, then we go ahead and we do this first message. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, after that, we got the good old knowledge base. As you guys saw, the loyalty program, I think we asked the question of. You guys saw that, and we basically got the response from the knowledge base. It said just what was written over there, but it worded it in its own ways because it's AI and, you know, it's amazing. Anyway, yeah, after that, we got an option to transfer to the manager if it can't answer any questions. Obviously, we need that because, I mean, who's gonna be able to answer every single question out there? There's always gonna be one out there that you have no idea of and that you have to add in later. So anyway, after that, we obviously go ahead and we check the available slots. We offer available slots if there aren't any there. But in this case, they were obviously free, so we went ahead and we booked the appointment for Monday at 4 p.m. And we obviously go ahead and we send an email to both the parties saying that you have a good old appointment booked for the salon at this time, at this date, all of that stuff. And then obviously we go ahead and we go back into the main CRM, the one that we have the database from, this database over here, and we update that with the, you know, call logs and saying that it's been a meeting booked, the meeting is confirmed, it's at this time, it's at this date. So it's very cool, it's very simple. So you guys might actually saw this and you're wondering what's actually up here. So if you guys check this out, we got the reschedule appointment and we got the cancel appointment. These are specific functions that you can add inside this use case or inside this agent. I didn't go ahead and do that. It's just a simple booking agent. I didn't do any reschedule appointment or the cancel appointment. You guys can let me know though inside the comments if you want me to go ahead and create a quick, you know, 2-3 minute, whatever it is, video on that, and I'll teach you guys how to really do the reschedule appointment part and also the cancel appointment. It's the exact same way as we do the book appointment, but it's just cancel the appointment. And that's also the exact same way how we reschedule the appointment. It's very simple stuff, so you guys actually might be able to do this yourself. If not, just comment below and I'll go ahead and I'll create a separate portion for that. So anyway, let's get into the actual assistant building. So actually, before we dive into that, I wanted to tell you guys that we went ahead and we created the exact system prompts that you guys are going to be using. You know, your structured data, we got your summary, we got the functions, everything is labeled right here inside the Salon's custom memory, YouTube demo, whatever it is. And we got the good old knowledge base. This is how we're going to be responding. This is how we're going to train it in. So this is just a little bit of demo information for Tony and Guy. And by the way, just a quick old overview for you guys. Here's the CRM again. So we just got the name, the phone number, we got the email, date of birth, gender, address, all of this stuff over here. It's just some generic information. You guys can obviously upgrade this. You guys can reduce it if you want, but it's just simple stuff. You guys can create this on your own. I don't have to teach you how to create a Google sheet, whatever it is, but yeah, this will be provided and we'll provide you with this so that you guys can follow along. And all of the actual blueprints inside make.com and Vapi and all of that, we're gonna link inside the description, inside one Google Drive folder, so you guys can just download that and have everything with you. So just follow along, man. So the first thing that we gotta do is we gotta head over to Vapi, go ahead into your assistants tab, go to create assistant. We're gonna go ahead and name this Tony and Guy Salon. We're gonna go ahead and click blank template, create assistant. Obviously you know how it works. After that, we're landed into the main Vapi page, and this is where we're gonna configure everything and make our voice agent amazing and beautiful. So just to dive into this stuff very quickly, we got the model. This is where we're gonna do our main configurations, the first message, the system prompt, all of the provider stuff, the temperature, the knowledge base, all of this stuff. We're gonna do it inside this model tab. After that, we got the good old transcriber. Don't touch that at all. It's just to get the call recording, and we go ahead and we get the transcript and all of that. Then we got the good old voice. We can go ahead and add from the thousands of voices that they have inside the voice library over here. This is also where we can add some background noise. So say that you wanted some office noise or something like that, you could go ahead and add that just to make it sound more realistic. After that, we got the good old functions, which again is just things that can happen inside the call that your assistant can do. This can be triggered without the knowledge of the person on the call, or it can be triggered with the knowledge through a certain trigger. Like, hey, it can be triggered through something like, hey, I want to cancel my order, can you go ahead and do that? Then yeah, sure, that's a trigger. It's gonna go ahead and activate the cancel order trigger, but that's just an example that I'm giving you. It's just things that we can do on the call. This is also where we can do the forwarding phone number. This is where we can send the call over to the actual manager if we need to, and this is also where we can do the end call phrases, stuff like that. So after that, we got the good old advanced. These are just some simple dimple, you know, the advanced features where we can just control the punctuation seconds, the voice seconds, the back off seconds. It's just some configurations that we can do. This is also where we can add the server URL, which is the end of call report, which is what we're going to use to update the CRM after the call is done. After that, the good old analysis page. This is going to be the structured data. This is the data that we're going to capture from the call. This is also going to be the summary. We're not going to have a success evaluation inside this call. We don't really need it. But yeah, the structured data is just some custom parameters or some custom variables that you can go ahead and extract from the call. Something like budget, something like anything specific that you want. And you can just extract it out and paste it into the end of call report CRM, whatever it is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's dive straight into it. So go over here, go ahead and just do the good old copy and paste stuff over here. Now this prompt actually says over here, if you check this out, it says for a new customer. So there's actually two prompts that we use inside this, you know, scenario. One for if it's a new customer and one for if it's an old customer, or sorry, old caller. One if it's a new caller, or one if it's an old caller. So that's just a basic conversation flow. But right now this is for the new caller, because the old caller, all we have to do is adjust the good old warm greeting and asking for the name. That's the only thing we have to adjust. And that way we can go ahead and provide the variable of the name. But all of that is done on make.com. So right now just follow through and I'll show you how to do the actual old caller or new caller. So just follow along. So over here we got the good old call flow for if it's an unknown caller. So we're just gonna name this for Tony and Guy. That's the use case that we're going with over here, Tony and Guy. So we made it very simple to follow. All you guys have to do is change wherever we've done something, like see over here the salon name. This is the only thing that you guys really have to change. Everything else is the exact same, Tony and Guy. So if you guys see here, we already have the first name variable, and you guys might be wondering, where in Vapi do I actually set this? So like I said before, talking about the actual conversation flow and it giving custom memory and all of that, and the two different scenarios, I want you guys to understand that Vapi does not allow custom variables. So you have to go on make.com and you have to set them inside make.com. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to have custom variables. So yeah, just to break down this flow, it's just a simple flow. We go ahead and we first give it some information about what its role is. Your name is Sophie. This is what you have to do. This is your salon, stuff like that. And we go ahead and we give it the exact step-by-step processing that this is your workflow. You have to give a warm greeting. You have to ask for their name, use their name once you get it. Then you have to go ahead and identify what they're actually calling for, what's their actual need. Then you have to go ahead and book the appointment over here. You know, if it's a new appointment, you got to go ahead and book that. You got to check the availability, use the check availability function to check the availability for the date that they provided. And then you just go ahead and say, one moment please. Then we offer available slots if there are, you know, no slots available and stuff like that, the ones that they chose. And we just confirm the booking with the book appointment function. Just some simple stuff. Alright, yeah, then we got the good old number 4, which is just basically saying that, hey, answer questions using the Salon knowledge base, and here's some examples you can answer like this. And then after that, we got the number 5, which is just follow up and additional assistance. That's just the transitioning to the end of call, you know, just saying that, hey, is there anything else I can help you with today and all of that. And then we just say that, hey, thank you, goodbye, thank you for choosing Tony and Guy. First name, we look forward to seeing you at your appointment. Have a wonderful day. But this could change if it's no appointment booked and stuff like that. Yeah, after that, we just go ahead and say that, hey, this is the way that you should be talking. This is your guidelines for your tone and your style. You need a warm and welcome, you need empathetic and patient, you need stuff like that. And then we just go ahead and define some rules so that we can make sure that it doesn't like expand out and explode, you know, because one problem with AI voice agents is that if you don't prompt it correctly, it likes, you know, answering questions like, hey, what's your dog's name and stuff like that. It likes creating fake information like that. So you really have to tell it like, hey, don't go off the rails. All right, yeah, so after that, let's just go ahead and plug in the rest stuff. So we're just gonna go ahead and plug in this first thing over here. We're gonna plug this in. Actually, for the sake of this, let's go ahead and call this Tony and Guy. Let's fill all of this up, Tony and Guy. We're gonna make sure the bottom one is also done to Tony and Guy. That's gonna be right over Tony and Guy. Alright, yeah, we did that. So we're gonna go over here, copy this first message, this is the beginning message. We're gonna copy it till there. Let's go ahead and paste that in right over here. We're gonna make sure OpenAI is the provider, GPT-4o cluster, we love that. Knowledge base, we're gonna leave this empty for right now. Temperature, do it to 0.2. Detect emotion, sure, why not. Now just head over to the transcriber. I heard from some people that, hey, if you do this in Nova 2 phone call, the transcriber might be better because there's sometimes like the transcriber sharp, it gives wrong information. It's not able to, identify on the call what this word or this phrase is or whatever it's saying. So let's go ahead and switch that over to Nova 2 phone 2. Deprogram is fine. Go ahead, click publish. Then let's head over to the functions. We're gonna go ahead and do enable end call function. We're gonna do our forwarding phone number, one of our phone numbers over here. You can type in your own phone number or your manager's phone number, whatever it is, whoever you're building this for. Go ahead and type that in. So we're just gonna type goodbye over here, and yeah, just go ahead and click publish. Now we're gonna go over to the advanced part because we want to go ahead and do some stuff over. Let's go ahead and do this over here. Number words, voice second. You guys can just go ahead and change this to whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna set this to 300. I found that's always best, so just go ahead and do that. It's always around 3 minutes or 5 minutes, so stuff like that. We're gonna leave this empty, leave that empty. We're gonna do this at hang, boom. Voice message doesn't really matter, and call message goodbye. We'll go ahead and do item message. It's gonna be, are you still there? We can leave this all over here. Boom, boom, boom. Just make sure we haven't forgotten anything. Yeah, 30 seconds is fine. Just click publish. Now we're gonna head back over to our good old prompts over here, and we're just gonna copy in the summary prompt, which is right over here. As you guys can see, just go ahead and change where it's written salon name to your actual salon's name or your client's name, whoever you're building this for. So we're gonna go ahead and write the good old Tony and Guy. Boom, publish. Just go back over here. We're gonna go ahead and get in this stuff over here, the structured data prompt. We're gonna copy all of this. Just go ahead and paste that in right over here. We can leave the rest stuff. Boom, this can just be whatever you want. We're just gonna leave that empty for the sake of this. Just go ahead and click publish. So actually, my boys, now it's the fun part. We got the good old functions and the tools. So I've created so many videos about how to actually plug and play the exact functions and these tools. You can check this over here. Everything is labeled right over here, but we've already created a bunch of videos on how you can do this. I just want you guys to understand this. After you've created your functions, I went ahead and I did that. Go ahead and click both of these, click publish. You guys are done on the Vapi side. Go over to make.com, and this scenario particularly has one difference with all of my other appointment settings and all of my other book appointment functions. It's just that we have this part over here, which is just us updating the main CRM, main Google Sheets, the database that we have with the customer's information if they're a new caller. So like if you check this scenario, we basically ask for their phone number and their email before we actually book the appointment. We do that because inside the main database, if they're a random caller, the only thing that's going to be labeled is their number over here, and everything else is going to be NA. So we can just go ahead and we can search their number right over here. We can go ahead and just search their number right over here, and then we can go ahead and plug it in over here. And that's just us updating their name and their email for when they actually book the appointment, so that inside the final CRM, we can have their name and we can have their email right over here. So that's basically it. Everything else is the exact same as the other check availabilities and the book appointments that we do. Just make sure that whenever you download the blueprint, link in the description, go over here, go into the import blueprint, and you guys are going to be on the exact same page. Only thing you guys have to do is touch this stuff over here. Your calendar ID is basically either going to be your email, or you just have to go over to your settings inside your calendar and get the calendar ID from your actual calendar, and you can just plug in everything over here. Time zone hour just basically means something like minus 0500, and then your time zone is just going to be something like America-new_York. It's just simple stuff. Everything else is literally done for you. So yeah, now we got the actual two fun parts, which I've never done inside my other tutorials before. We got the main calling system, and then we got the end of call report, which basically updates the CRM. So if you guys check this out, let's start off with the main end of call report. Basically, I want you guys to go ahead and copy in this blueprint over here. Go ahead and add your own webhook over here. Copy this address. Go back over to Vapi. Go over to the advanced. Scroll over here into the server URL. Just paste that in right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your secret. Everyone loves that secret. You guys are literally done on that end. And if we just check out the set multiple variables over here, the phone number basically means the phone number that you're going to get from the webhook over here. It's going to be labeled inbound calling number. You just have to plug that in over here, and you guys are literally good to go. So how you actually get your API key, go over here, go to API keys, go ahead and add a key. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this ID over here, and then you guys can literally just paste it in right over here like this, and that's basically it. And you guys might have to change one more thing. Up over here, you see your message call ID. You guys might have to delete this and go ahead and add your own ID. After it's triggered, it's just the exact same thing as this. It's just going to be actually, like made, and it's not a ghost variable, so you can just remap that. But yeah, just to explain this scenario a little bit more, we go ahead and we get the webhook response. We go ahead, we wait 60 seconds. We make a request to Vapi to go ahead and get us the call using the JSON content type and the body type. We go ahead and we parse all of that data so that we get it in variables. Then we can go ahead and go into Google Sheets, and we can basically search for the number or the contact of the actual user. We can just go into ChatGPT, and we can actually format the actual decided time. So we know that we get it from Vapi, and we're just going to go ahead ahead, put it into here so that we can get it in this format right over here. So you see, we got the month, we got the day, then we got the year, and we got the go to hours and minutes. This is just so that it's easier to see inside the actual database. And then yeah, after that, we just go ahead and we plug that into a parse JSON so that we can go ahead and compress the actual result from here into a variable. Then obviously we go ahead and we update the rows. As you can see over here, we got the correct format right over here. Like I said, if you see any ghost variables like this, always go ahead and run the module before it. Let's do tomorrow 4 p.m. Go ahead and wait for that to run. Just copy this over here, go into here, go over here, paste that in right over here. Then you guys get the format right like this. Simple. It's already plug and played all for you. All you have to do is go into here and just change this stuff over here. That's it. So yeah, now we got the actual main calling system. This is how we're gonna actually create it into a custom memory system. It's a very simple system over here. To explain it first, it works like this. We basically trigger a webhook. This is when the call is triggered. We go ahead and we trigger make.com. We go ahead and we search Google Sheets to see if they're already in the database. If they are not in the database, meaning that we haven't got any bundles, then they're a new caller. If they are, then we obviously go ahead and we get their data and we go ahead and we plug it into the system right over here just to trigger the call with the assistant. And the only difference between this scenario and the top one is that this one down here is for an old caller and this one up here is for a new caller. So the prompt is just a little bit different, but I'm going to show you that right now. The only thing that you guys have to change over here is obviously go ahead and plug in the inbound phone number. You're going to get that from the good old webhook response. Go ahead, go over to the set variable. This is the only thing I want you guys to touch over here. So how you actually do this is you got to go ahead and add an HTTP make a request right over here. You got to make this as a good old get header authorization bearer, boom, space. We're just going to leave that for right now, raw content type JSON, and we're just going to go ahead and paste this in right over here. We're going to delete this top part. We're going to go over here, go to assistants. We're going to go ahead and copy our assistant ID, head back over to the main calling system, go ahead and plug that in right over here. Bearer token, you guys already know how to get your API key. Go ahead and plug in your API key. I'm just going to leave this as API key like that, and we can just click OK and we can click run module. So after you guys run that, just go ahead, go into the data, copy all of this data over here, head over to JSON editor online. We're going to go ahead and plug this in right over here. We're going to click format. We're just going to go ahead and copy all of this stuff right over here. Go ahead and plug that in right over here. And you guys are literally done with this part, except just go down over here, find where the first name variable is. I want you guys to just delete that over here. Find the other one as well. Actually, we can change this to hello. That seems better. Boom. We can just scroll down over here and delete the other one because it probably is another one. Where is it? Yeah, right over here. And yeah, that's basically it. We're going to click OK. But now we got the actual old caller part, which is going to be a fun part. This is where we're actually going to go ahead, go back into Vapi. We just have to change the prompt a little bit so that we can cater to the old customer. So it's just a simple stuff. We're going to go ahead and we're going to delete the end asking for name part. We're just going to delete this over here. We're going to remove this over here. Boom. We're going to remove this stuff over here. We're just going to do good old this is Sophie. We're just going to go over here. We're going to do welcome back. How can we help you today? Boom. And we're just going to go over here and we're going to do the first name variable like that. Boom. And we're just gonna go ahead and copy this in right over here like that. I'm just gonna paste this in right over here. Boom. Make sure we don't copy that last thing. Boom. And yeah, we're just gonna make sure that we have nothing else to change. If I just check over here, yeah, that's basically it. We can go ahead and click publish and we can do the exact same thing as we first did. We can just go ahead and run this module again, and we got the good old new prompt out over here. So we're just gonna copy all of this. Boom. We're gonna go to JSON editor online, delete this, paste this, format all of this. We're gonna go ahead and copy this. Boom. And as you can see over here, we got the good old first message. Thank you for calling Tony and Guy. Welcome back. So that's just our first message. Boom. We can go over to the good old first calling system. Go over here. We can paste this into the old calling assistant. We're just gonna paste that in, and we're just gonna go ahead and change all of the stuff we have to, like this thing over here. You see this variable? We're just gonna remap it as name. We're gonna find the other name variable, which is hiding right over here. Boom. Now we're just gonna go ahead and do name over here. Scroll down to the first message and we're just gonna again type name, click OK. Go ahead, delete this, click save, and you guys are literally done. That's it. So now, how do we actually go ahead and we send requests to this Salon module, this webhook URL over here? How do we actually do that? Well, it's quite simple. Go ahead, go over to Vapi, go over here, go into your good old settings. I want you guys to scroll down to server URL, and this is where you guys are gonna paste in this URL right over here. So if we just copy this over here, go over here, not over here, we go over here, paste that in over here, just type something random over here, it doesn't really matter. And that's literally it. You guys got your good old server URL over here. And yeah, now you're gonna get a request over here, but there's one tiny last thing that we actually have to do. We have to go ahead and we have to add a phone number, a Twilio phone number. Actually, wait, I just forgot. We did not add a good old knowledge base. That is my bad. In the knowledge base over here, click open, and we actually have to go back over here into the main calling system, and we have to run these two modules again, the good old get a system modules, and we have to plug this data back in because we actually forgot to add the knowledge base. So just go over to Vapi, go over to assistants. We're gonna scroll down over here. We're gonna select our knowledge base, click publish. Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna go into JSON editor online again and do all of that again, and we're just gonna go ahead and plug in the two assistant variables again. All right, yeah, so we just went ahead and we did that, so now that's all good on that end. Now we gotta go ahead and we have to actually add in our phone number, which is the fun part. Go over to the phone numbers tab. We're gonna do import phone number. This is where we're gonna add our Twilio stuff over here. So just go over here, go ahead and type Twilio. So just head over to Twilio's console. You guys can just sign up or sign in, whatever it is. I'm just gonna log in. So yeah, boom, now we're inside a Twilio console. All you guys have to do is go ahead and create your account, go into the console, go down over here, follow the tutorial, get yourself a free Twilio phone number. Obviously, you guys don't have to upgrade your account. All of this stuff is basically free. Go ahead and get yourself your free phone number. Upgrade if you want. Don't upgrade, doesn't really matter. I want you guys to go down over here where it says account info, get in your account SID and your auth token and your phone number, which is all labeled down here. Obviously, I can't show you guys that, but I'm just gonna go back and just plug in all of that data right over here. So yeah, boom, I just want you to go ahead and click import to Twilio, and right over here we got our good old phone number. So you guys don't have to adjust this at all. As you guys can see down over here, it says Vapi will send assistant request to your server URL, and that's my server URL. And then that is literally it. You guys are done. You've plugged in your phone number, you've got in your database, you can update your Salon CRM. This is gonna be automatically updated with any new calls and all of that coming in. So it's just gonna be automatic and done and dusted for you guys. So yeah.